All right. So, hey everyone. So, tonight is our social hour, and thanks for hopping on. You ladies are awesome. So, tonight we're just going to be talking a little bit more about Shakeology and why we do Shakeology, because I know everybody always asks me that question, like, why do you do Shakeology? What is Shakeology? And so a lot of people don't really know like what the health benefits are and what the ingredients are. And so it's important to always stay educated, I feel. If you're putting something in your body, you have to know what's in it, right? So it's kind of all part of like doing a different lifestyle and being healthy. And so it's always important to know what you are feeling your body with and what is going into your body. So um, with Shakeology, a lot of people think that it's primarily a weight loss shake. And so I'm just going to kind of cover the myths tonight. So number one myth would be it's a weight loss shake, because it's not. um, I've been on it for 2.5 years now. And so if it would be a weight loss shake, like obviously my body would be maybe malnourished by now. I probably would be skin and bones, but I'm not. So it's not a weight loss shake. It doesn't help you lose weight. It doesn't help you make you gain weight. It's none of that. It's for long-term good nutrition. So that's the important thing to remember. So it's more about how you can keep your nutrition supply up while you're eating still healthy and good foods. It also reduces um, your cravings, and it also helps you feel less tired and irritable, because if you are lacking nutrients, you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel irritable, you're probably going to be hormonal, and you're going to have cravings. So those are kind of the common things that Shakeology helps with. Because of all the superfoods in it, it really helps with all those problems. I mean, there's superfoods in there that directly help you for hormone issues, or even for energy or your immune system. And so those are important to know and keep track of. So it's also one less meal that you have to have. Like, you can have this meal or snack as a meal. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, it is a meal replacement. It's quick and easy. It's nothing that you have to slave, 2 hours in the kitchen to prepare. You just get it ready and you can go. And it also has all your vitamins for the day. So there's no more guessing about, which pills should I take today? Like, should I take the flaxseed oil, or should I take, this other pill? I don't even take a multivitamin anymore, or calcium, or any of that stuff. Like, when I tell my doctor that I take Shakeology, they're like, great, that's awesome. Because usually if you show it to your doctor and they look over their ingredients, they're like, this is awesome that you're drinking this. Like, way to go. Um, it also really helps, even with my RA, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But when people always question is the price, and I don't know, I find that interesting, because really when you break it down, it's $3.33 a serving when you are getting the discount. So if you aren't getting the discount, you might want to talk to me about signing up. If you love Shakeology and you want to continue to get it monthly, you might want to ask me about how to get signed up on that discount. But what I tend to ask people is like, well, how much do you spend on a healthy meal? Because really, when you go to McDonald's and you order something off, you order your hamburger off the dollar menu, and you order a fry off the dollar menu, and then you order a medium drink, and then you order apple pie. That's $4 right there plus tax. So when you're thinking about it, Shakeology is less than that, and it's actually healthy for you. So that's important to keep in mind too. And plus, you get a full bag of 30 servings. And I know when I first started, I thought it was expensive too. But I have found that I actually save money, because I'm not buying my groceries like for breakfast that I normally would. My husband eats Pop-Tarts for breakfast. Yes, I'll admit that. But he does not like Shakeology, but I drink it. He doesn't even care to try it. So I drink it, but I have noticed for myself, I'm not buying, pancake mix and bacon and all this other stuff that is overly processed and not healthy for you, like pancake mix. You're better off making your own homemade mix. But I feel like it's definitely helped our grocery budget. And I believe too that you can budget for it. Like you can just put it right into your grocery list and make it a part of your grocery budget, because it is, when you're getting the discount, it still is $100 a month, 115. So just add that into your grocery budget, because it's a meal. It's groceries, really. The other thing that I like to talk about with Shakeology is that people are confused if it's protein or a carb, or why there's so many carbs. And so that's kind of the other myth, is like, yes, it has protein, and yes, it has carbs, and yes, it has sugar. But there's nothing artificial about any of those things. It's all natural. So just like a banana or grapes or pineapple has natural sugar and natural carbs, that's the same with Shakeology. So they add in a protein, typically like a pea protein or whey protein, but everything else, like those carbs, come from the fruit and the superfoods that are in it, like acai berry and camu, and some of those superfoods that are in there are fruit. So they're going to have a carb, and they're also going to be sweet, like acai berry. That's kind of like a sweet berry fruit. So that's why it does have like 6 or 7 grams of sugar, and then it also has like, I think right around like 10 or less carbs, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'd have to look. I don't have a Shakeology packet in front of me, but I should. I should have been more prepared, I guess. But that's the other thing, is it does have those things, but it has to have protein and carbs to be a meal replacement. Because if you're not getting, like this week, my 3rd week in Shift Shop, I am not having any carbs. So really having that Shakeology every single day is so important, because that's really my carb, but it's a healthy carb. So that's what really counts, and it keeps your body going, because it has those natural sugars and those natural carbs. It also has micronutrients. So what the heck are micronutrients? Like, I know when I first thought about this, I was like, what are those? Like, there's nutrients and there's micronutrients. What are they? So it's really just a vitamin, and micronutrient deficiency is 80% more likely to cause obesity or overweight and birth defects, cancer, and osteoporosis. So having some sort of nutrient deficiency, you are more likely to have all of those things. It is also, you're also more likely to have more diseases and history of disease. And this is from the medical journal. So it's a true fact. So what I always like to do is let people know that what they're getting with Shakeology. So they're getting a all real, raw, natural product. They're just growing these superfoods all over the world. They're harvesting them as naturally as possible and freeze drying them, and then making them into the powder of Shakeology. Is it processed? Yes, somewhat. And I know Beachbody is always saying no processed foods, but yes, I mean, it's processed as naturally as possible. Let's just say that. All other shakes, if you look on Special K or Boost or Ensure or any of those shakes, they all have artificial sweeteners, colors, stimulants, flavors, soy, corn syrup, all those things that we're not supposed to have, right? So if you look at Shakeology, they are all natural. So it doesn't have any artificial coloring. That coloring of the strawberry Shakeology or chocolate is the real deal. The flavors of the chocolate and cafe latte and vanilla are the real deal. And I think we as a society can sometimes get spoiled in having like our ice cream and our, different flavors are excessively sweet. And so sometimes it's easy to look past that and say, oh, I don't like that vanilla Shakeology, or I don't like the chocolate Shakeology, because our taste buds are so used to having overly sweetened chocolate ice cream or vanilla ice cream. And I think that is part of my problem with the vanilla Shakeology, because I just don't like it. And my taste buds are thinking vanilla soft serve. So it definitely takes some getting used to. So if you're still getting used to Shakeology, give it time, because I can guarantee you're going to feel better in the long run about it. All of those artificial things are supposed to be used in a healthy shake. but they get away with it because the packaging looks like it's supposed to be healthy, like special K shakes, like, they're grab and go and you have them for breakfast, but they have like 20 grams of sugar in them, So that's the thing, is really be looking at the ingredients when you're comparing other products to Shakeology. And all those artificial things like artificial flavors and colors and soy and stimulants, they affect your sleep, your cravings, your weight, your energy, and your focus. So that's something to think about too. So when there's a lot of artificial things, I know one of my cousins' kids, when they were younger, I don't think they are still allowed to have this, but she always would look at the label, and anything that had dyes, because her kids would go nuts, like red dye. Her kids would be so hyper, like they would be bouncing off the walls. So she would refuse to give her kids anything with red dye in them. And so that totally makes sense now that I see this. Like, I was still young yet when her kids were little. And so now that I'm seeing this, that's instantly, I thought of that. And I was like, that makes total sense, because it's a stimulant, where we as people, as a society, are so used to having all those artificial things put in our food that we're just used to, having it affect our sleep or weight or, our stimulant. The superfoods, so there's three main things that help with Shakeology. So these are the three main, like if you could make just a group of things that Shakeology helps you with, these are those three things. So number one is it helps build your immune system. And I know for me, having an autoimmune disease, and two of them actually, because I had psoriasis when I first started too, and RA. So I would get sick like every single month. And a few of you have heard this story before, but I think it's pretty incredible. So I always like to share it. Literally every single month I'd be sick. And my mom is a germaphobe, so it drove her nuts. And I would have to ride with her to work to go to town, and she would always make me like wear a mask. And she has really bad asthma, so she didn't want to get sick at all, and I understand that. But being sick every month, I was like, this is getting old. And so when I first started Shakeology, I didn't have any clue like about, all this stuff. So that's why I like to tell you guys and make sure that you're informed. But little did I know that it would help me in the long run of being sick. And so before I went to Summit, it was 2.5 years of not being sick since being on Shakeology and taking it every single day. Like, that is amazing. And I think even when after I got home from Summit, my work conference, I had some sort of, I don't know if it was a bug or if it was allergy related, because everything there was so damp. And plus we were up late. So I'm not really sure what it was, or if it was sinus, because I had really bad headaches. So it could have been kind of a combination of everything. But I always like to tell people 2.5 years is a long time to not be sick. And especially when we live in the Midwest and everybody has a terrible winter cold or a cough that they can't get over. And Shakeology for me is that cold medicine. Like, purchasing Shakeology, I'd rather do that than purchase cold medication or flu medication or go to the doctor and get like antibiotics. So that's huge. Also, number 2 is to reduce inflammation. So this is where my RA comes in. So I can tell you all about disease and internal inflammation, which is the number 1 cause for disease, from diabetes to arthritis to heart disease to anything cardiovascular, internal inflammation. And it basically is something that we need to be very aware of with all the diseases, even obesity. This can help start and cause. And so even I've noticed with me for my RA, I probably avoided medication for so long because of my Shakeology and healthy habits. I also don't have psoriasis anymore. It cleared up my skin. I don't even have scarring. Like, I wish I could show you guys a before picture, but I didn't even take one because I didn't know that it would help for that. And so it does it naturally. So it's not like Advil or taking ibuprofen. Shakeology does this naturally because of all the superfoods in it. So that's the cool thing too, that it helps reduce inflammation. Number 3 is digestive issues. So it helps you absorb nutrients and clean out the pipes and prime them. And it also helps absorb nutrients and improve digestion. I guess I said that twice. So I actually know of a few people who had IBS before going on Shakeology. It's helped them control that. And I know for me, like this might be TMI, but I've always been very constipated all my life. And so going on Shakeology, I'm regular. I am very, very regular. And so that really helps me too, because I know that, whenever I'm going on vacation, those times when I would have problems, I can count on Shakeology. And when I can't count on Shakeology, I take one of the Shakeology boosts to help me with that. The digestive boost is awesome for that. So if you ever have problems one way or the other, you might want to think about getting the Shakeology boost, the digestive one. And so it really helps with that. So whether you have, IBS or you're constipated, like there is an in-between with Shakeology, I promise you. And so not only does it help you clean and restore your digestive system, but you're also be able to absorb those nutrients from it better. And I know a lot of people were saying at the beginning of this group that they were having problems with being tired or feeling kind of like moody or on the edge or maybe craving. And that's just because your body is going through this weird process right now. It's trying to process everything that you're putting it through. You're putting it through workouts that it's probably never done before, or maybe it's been a really long time since it's had a good workout. You're also going through an eating change, which is very different from any way that you've eaten before. Like you're used to getting carbs, you're used to eating fried foods or sugar and ice cream. So your body is basically saying, give me those. Like it's almost like being on nicotine or something, like, or like almost like I'm addicted to a drug, because your body is saying it needs those things when it really doesn't need those things. You're just kind of weaning yourself up. So I promise if you stay patient, and things will really come together, and within the next few days here, you guys should definitely start feeling better with headaches and such like that for the sugar cravings. All right, so that is my call for tonight. Does anybody have questions? I'm going to unmute everybody, like on Shakeology, or questions on your meal plan. Nope. Alrighty, well, if nobody has questions, we will see you guys next week, and I will be having another topic that we can talk about, probably like the performance line or something that people need to know about too, because it's kind of a bigger one. So, all right, well, I hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you guys later.